Hello everyone, this is Peter. Welcome to another week of the Australian Weekly Real Estate Highlight. We are going into a deeper lockdown. Some people stay at home, some people didn't. We also had a very big protest happening in the Sydney CBD this week. And then we're going to combine the news with some videos from the front line just to see whether protest like this is going to affect the Sydney property prices and whether the market still strong or the lockdown has seriously affected everything. Before I get started, please subscribe to our channel. If you like it, I will bring you Sydney real estate news in just 10 minutes. A lot of the highlights, what's being sold in the area, what's the latest government policy affecting the real estate market, and I hope that you can get a lot of knowledge out of our channels in a very quick amount of time. Apart from that, I'm bringing this from the Plaza Agency's headquarters in Chatswood, Sydney, located at 418 Victoria Avenue in Chatswood. When the lockdown is finished, please come in and have a look, say hi to us, and see how we can help you out. Alright, with no further ado, let's start with a very short video about what happened in the protest, and we're gonna go into the news. Okay, so this is what's happening in the Sydney at the moment. There are people marching on the street. This become a little bit more violent on the front line as well. As you can see, there are people running around. Police are marching on the street. This does not happen every day, but because the lockdown has affected a lot of people's jobs, I think that's why they get on the street. But definitely it was the wrong thing to do. From my perspective, I understand that people want their freedom, but you need to have the freedom to consider other people at the same time. However, how is this going to impact the real estate market, which is what we're going to talk about. We will be showing the news very soon, whether people are buying less or whether people are buying more, whether people are paying less or whether people are paying more, and as well as what sort of property will people be looking at after these special times of lockdown. Last year we had the Black Lives Matters, and this year we had the anti-lockdown march. So this is not something that didn't happen before. This is something that's actually happened before. So we're gonna see how it's affecting us. All right, in real estate terms. All right. So first thing is, it doesn't matter how the market, the people marching on that. Majority of the high-end properties in Sydney market, especially in the good locations, hasn't been affected at all. As you can see, this was a cruise house owned by a car dealer. I've seen this property before myself as well, and then they bought it for around $6 million, spent $10 million on building or rebuilding the place. It's fantastic, absolutely amazing, stunner. It's got many different levels, goes up to the hill, beautiful pool, rooftop, see the Manly, north facing, the interior nothing has been seen before in this suburb. So everything was really attention to detail. They spent $6 million and then did $10 million to renovate it, and the end result is $25 million, which is absolutely good result for a property like this. But apart from that, we're also thinking about what's the value it brings to the market, which means for something that's big with a view in a good location, city market, doesn't matter how it's shaking, the high-end market very strong still. Alright, coming into the next one, former Channel 7 game show host Andrew OKeefe sells northbound at home in just 6 days. So as you can see, lockdown didn't stop things at all. Last week, I was worried about the lockdown is gonna slow down the market, but different to the first lockdown, this time people are very keen on purchasing. And because they had experience about how the market really went crazy, straight after the lockdown is finished, the COVID is in place, now we have the vaccine, things are started looking up in a better shape. And especially for cottages or something that's very good security in a good suburb, the future, I think the price is gonna go up again. So this particular one doesn't have many views. It is a beautiful house, not very new, but very beautiful, efficient places, got a lot of lights, outdoor space to entertain as well. The price of $6 million after just 6 days is not a surprise to us. Alright, next one, Sydney auctions. 17 builders sent Abbotsford houses $650,000 over the reserve. So as you can see, in areas like Abbotsford, which was not a mainstream market before. A single level, really old style house are still being auctioned off at $4.4 million when there is tightened restrictions on the inspections, when there is more rules are being applied to open for inspections, which is you can't do open for inspections, you can only do private one-on-one. This is something that's absolutely talking about the result. It just shows everything. Something next to water with a big outdoor area are very, very popular still in Sydney. This one, Lilyfield. So Lilyfield was the place when I first come to Australia. That was the place I live in, and I lived right on Lilyfield Road as well when I was an overseas student. This reminds me a lot about the house I used to live in, and then through online auction, the place was auctioned out into a very good result, and the result ended up going to charity. Minus the marketing cost, the property proceed of the sale of 197 Lilyfield Road minus marketing costs will be donated equally between RPA Cancer Research, Victoria Ave, and Royal Guide Dogs. So this is something that's absolutely amazing. From the look of Sydney, people are doing good things. When the property market goes up, you see a lot of good heart. Alright, let's take another look about buyers serve up big bucks for Upper North Shore tennis court. So people not just buying properties, people buying tennis courts as well. So in this week's selling results, people are buying a tennis court in between two different houses. It's a big tennis court. It's 784 square meters, and the result, considering Warongah prices, are quite amazing as well, which will end up selling for $2.875 million for just the tennis court. And it's only been marketed online for as little as 2 weeks, and that's absolutely amazing results. That means Upper North Shore, strong, still strong. Alright, high-end apartments. What's happening in there? This 99-year leasehold property, One Barangaroo, has really burned up a lot of hype. There's a lot of billionaires and millionaires, multi-millionaires that was actually living in the building, and now people starting to trade up or trade down. So we can see this particular buyer has bought something in the building already, and then they have moved into a bigger 4-bedder on the lower floor, spending $22 million on a different apartment again. So this is absolutely amazing. People doesn't really mind about the price bracket anymore. From the look of it, people more looking at luxury living at its best value. So Barangaroo, anyway, is the destination for the riches in Sydney, and this is nonetheless a big result and good results for someone that owns properties in the high-end market in terms of apartments with the view, and it is a good result for people that still doubt about the apartment market. It is literally right there. Okay, Bondi Beach units, old units, is it going up in value? Is it going up in prices? The answer is definitely yes. Bondi Beach unit that cost only $450,000 in 1979 had 32 registered bidder and sells for $371,000 over the reserve. So whatever the price is over the reserve is already much more than what they originally paid for. For someone who bought something for $45,000 and end up selling for $1.721 million, and this is absolutely amazing results. And that means people are paying big prices for small units. In this market, as long as your property is at a good location, secure, with a good outdoor space you can have access to. It doesn't have to be on title. As long as you can walk to the beach, you can walk to the courtyard, you can walk to a park. That's what some people are looking at nowadays. So in the future, when you do investments, you can think about this strategy, and hopefully it will help you to grow the value of your properties. Alright, Cruz, House of Art patron Yang Yang with $38 million price tag sales set suburb record for 2021. Cruz is one of the most upper end suburbs, maybe one of the top 6 suburbs among the whole Australia. There are a lot of supplies of good houses, but for something this good, it's just really hard to come by. Absolutely amazing results of something with a beautiful view, pool, large land. It's just absolutely amazing. The beautiful kitchen and a 10-car garage differentiates itself from everything else that's on the market. So as we can see, Sydney market are still performing very strong despite the lockdown. It's very unfortunate. We had a protest, but just like what happened last year with the Black Lives Matters, the protests will create a ripple in the market where people are looking to buy something more secure. People are moving into a better suburb, and people who can afford good properties are now willing to get good properties rather than before. They're thinking about putting it here and there. Now it's really about the living experience to its max. It's a tumbling time, so please make sure that everyone stay home, be safe, and I'll see you next week. This is Peter. Thank you so much.